we are people of the world, and as such, there are a lot of activities that is not in line with the Easter. Nonetheless, tell us about some of these activities that will be happening. As I said, some are traditional and some are new. So start with you, Mr. Keynes.
Yeah, thank you. We have the kite flying competition that will be at Bellevue. We have in the Old Road on tomorrow also, that is in Sandy Point. It's a Hub City Festival.
Yes.
Change from Black Sand to Hub City.
Hub okay. City. New name.
New name.
Yes.
Tomorrow we have the Family Fun Day and the audio show. That's a car show.
Yes.
We normally refer to it as at the old recreation ground from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow, Friday. We have an event over at Newton Ground. It's a sporting event, and they're paying tribute to an icon from that area. They'll be playing games, sports on the Breeze Park playing field in Newton Ground from 11 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. In Sandy Point, later the evening, after the car and audio show, they have normally a singing competition where they showcase the young men from the area to try to put them on the big stage, you know. So in the evening, that's by the old recreation grounds right there.
Yes. That's by Duran Shop?
Duran Shop. Fine. So that will be happening on Friday. So 4 events in our division, major events in our division on Friday. Should I go on, Inspect, or you want me to take it? You want,
yes, I want the soup to tell me what he got going on so that we work out a strategy here.
Good morning again to everybody. Well, we know that the Easter is normally a busy day for policing, and a day where a number of persons in our community will celebrate their religious beliefs, and then we have the persons who will not celebrate religion, various activities. So we know Good Friday is the day when persons will go and fly kites.
Yes.
So we're looking at some areas where we know are traditional.
Yes.
For people to go and fly kites. For example, in Stapleton, we know they go on the old football field.
Football field, right.
And they do that. We know they go over the Frigate lawn.
Yes.
And they do that. And we know in the Bastille area, there is a bit of restriction because we know we have our airport.
Yes.
And we don't want any incidents with aircraft and kites. So
that's expected.
We know that we have those areas well then. So I take this opportunity to let persons know in the Bastille area, we're saying to you, avoid flying kites that can really be in the path of aircrafts, and that could cause a major incident, not just for us, the police, but for the entire country. So just a reminder. So we also have on Easter Monday, we know Zach and his team. They normally have the event down at the Boston Ferry Terminal. I don't know if there'll be any boxing this year, so much to GQ with his gloves on, you know. But, you know, they have the traditional greasy pole together, the hammer chicken.
Yes.
And that's a fun one.
And the aquatic sports.
Yes, and we have the aquatic sports going on there as well. Also, too, we know that I was told that is the Rojo, something with the Labour Party will be having up at Fort Lands area, and that is on Monday.
Wow.
Right, that's another event that we have to look at. We also have over the Mondo Bar, over Reggae Beach. We understand that there will be bar activity, but you will have DJs over there. So normally, you know, on the beach you have DJs playing.
Yes.
You will have a crowd there, so we'll be policing that.
Yes.
Oh, talk about.
Yes, people not seeing you.
I must apologize. I want you all to see me well. Some of you know me, and some may not know me. But now that you're seeing me, you know who is speaking. Yes. So over there at the Southeast Peninsula, we know a lot of beach goers. People take the time, whether it's on Friday,
Easter Monday,
even Saturday and Sunday, we realize that people visit the beach.
Yes.
So we will be over there to ensure that our persons are, one, they have a good time in safety and security, and two, we are there to prevent any criminality from taking place. We also know we're going to have events at the dock. You know, the strip now will light up. And we also will have the as I mentioned, the Frigate Lawn. Apart from flying kites,
yes,
you know that persons will be there having other social events.
Yes. Picnics, sometimes we have churches go
There's
on
picnics.
picnics on Easter Mondays, and yes, so the beach will be crowded.
Right. Also, too, we'll be having a demolition of a building right in Basti, the building next to the Treasury building, and we will be expecting persons to that road will be blocked, and we want persons to not to try to go through the sides, but just be cautioned. We already sent something out, suppose the general public will be aware of that.
Okay.
In terms of, these may not be specific in terms of the traditional, but we know we have some ships will be in as well. So
Yes.
therefore, for us in police, not just in Division A, but throughout the entire island,
Yes.
that we'll have extra persons who will be with us. And therefore, because of the period of the year, we also will up some of our activities in terms of patrols and surveillance to ensure that our visitors enjoy our
Hospitality,
period,
yes.
our period of celebrating Good Friday and Easter Monday, and all those other activities are coming through.
Okay.
So therefore, in terms of let me see, in terms of mass event activities, we are still looking.
You have any shows
We
that's
have
coming
one.
up in
We
the
have
night?
the Newtown Fishery event
Okay.
that will be coming up as well, and we also will be policing that to ensure.
What date is that one?
That one. Let's see, I think I had it written
Would that
down
be
here.
on Easter Monday?
Yes, I think it's the date. I missed the date here, but
That usually draw a large crowd as well.
That large crowd.
Right.
So we expect for it to draw a large crowd.
Yes.
So therefore we're policing that, and we're encouraging persons who will be participating. Make sure you do it in a safe manner.
Yes.
And persons who go there to look on, ensure that it is conducted safe, not just for you but for everyone
For
else.
everyone else.
Yes.
Right. Yes, Mr. Keynes. I
Yes.
know you would have mentioned some of the activities. Are there other activities in
Yes.
District B?
Yes, tomorrow Saturday we have celebrating and giving back to the children in the Molyneux Borough area. As rightly said Inspector Francis, we expect gathering, mass gathering that is, and that is where the police would have to pay special attention
Right.
and ensure that all the protocols are adhered to in terms of traffic movements. Persons are not in the part of oncoming traffic.
Yes.
In all the celebration, the reveling, and that is excitement.
Yes.
We want person to be safe, and that's why we have the patrols. We have police detailed to these functions, and that is why teamwork is important.
Yes, it is.
Because we can't do it alone, and teamwork is
So
important. On Saturday also, in Sandy Point, they're having what they call a tractorcade,
Oh.
and there were people be dressed like in the days of old, the farmers and the planters,
Yes, and the planters and the cane cutters.
cane cutters.
Yes.
And I believe this would draw a large crowd.
It's usually a spectacle.
Yes, it'd be from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. And they would traverse in from Brimstone Hill all the way down to Fig Tree,
Yes. And the climax at Victory.
at Fig Tree.
Good.
And that again is on Saturday in the Sandy Point area. The good thing about the Sandy Point, they have all these access roads. From there to buy freights,
Yes.
you can go the back way, like where the sports days, and you can get all the way over to Ken's, over on the hill, over at Mount Idle.
Oh, yes, because that last road at the top.
You
Yeah,
know,
at the back.
I
Yes,
walked
I know
those.
where you
I
mean.
walked those roads just last week, and it's amazing. We have all these
Yes.
access roads.
So the
So-
traffic will not be impeded heavily.
No.
Right.
And we see how we can improve on signage, put in the signs to show you where to go, the tour
Yes.
signs, and we'll work with the persons to see if we can get some signage to place along the route to guide the people.
To guide persons who are not from that area, because we have people who just may want to drive through
Yes.
on that day, and they're not familiar with that side of the country.
We are going to
Understand.
Death Bay after, and
Yes.
Death Bay having the fish
Oh, fishing.
activities,
Yes,
fish sale, fish food,
everything seafood.
everything seafood. That will be
Wow.
on Saturday, at the death bay.
Time.
It commences at 1 p.m. and ends at 2 a.m.
At 2 a.m. Wow, that's a lot of time.
Sandy Point will be buzz. Not Sandy Point, District B, that is.
District B, yes.
Yes. On Sunday now, we have a family fun day and fun and game day. Family fun day and a games day for the children. This will be at the hard court at the Ali Sandy Point.
Sandy Point.
From 12 p.m. Monday, Juve to the streets of Sandy Point. It climaxes down at the Fig Tree. Yes. After the jam, they have warm down, and they have another event called Family Day on the double road. That is the road that goes right up to the railway line.
Yes.
Down at Fig Tree.
Yes.
So it will be a lot of activities in that area. And finally, on the 6th, that's the same week.
Same week.
We go back to Sandy Point for the festive, the troops and the people lining the streets in the costumes. Again, it starts at Valley Hill and it goes all the way down to, it doesn't go down to Fig Tree this time. It goes down back of Ben Jacks.
Yes.
That is
42nd Street, they call it.
42nd Street.
But it's back way.
And it goes back up to Ken's.
Yes.
That is 5th Street.
Yes.
And goes back to the hard court.
And go back to the hard court.
So the District B will be very active. And I want to reiterate, teamwork is important.
Yes.
We can get it done. The higher up we go in the rank, you recognize the importance of teamwork. So and to motivate the men, because it will be over. It will pass.
Yes.
If they have that in mind, it will come like nothing. So we want all the officers in B to just set yourself and prepare to police the district, because it's our job. It's our job to police it, to make sure people are safe. And if we do a good job, people will remember us for the good job.
True. That is true. I was mindful to ask how you all are preparing for these activities, because I mean it is so many activities in both districts, and I know that the police, they're already stressed or stretched, put it that way. So it's when we come back, you tell us how you all prepare to police these activities, okay? Right, we'll take a break now and then we'll come back on the next half of Policing with You.
And the time in the studio is 9:30, and this morning time check is coming to you compliments Republic Bank.
Your success.
I need to pay my final year tuition.
We're invested in your happiness. I want the biggest wedding ever for the love of my life. We're invested in your peace of mind.
A home of my own? Finally.
At Republic Bank, we're invested in you. Your dreams, your goals, your wants and needs drive us to be our best selves. It's because of you we innovate and push forward. A Caribbean bank serving the Caribbean for almost 2 centuries. Call or come in and talk to us about your goals today. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
It's the annual frame event at Quartz Optical, so don't miss out. Get up to 80% off your favorite frames. Call 466-1640 to book your free eye examination or book online at quartzoptical.com. Get that free frame today and pay later. It's the annual frame event only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Conditions apply.
Okay. Right, and good morning again, and welcome back to Policing with You. I am Inspector Shauna Francis Edwards, and I have here with me Inspector Carl Keynes, person in charge of District B, and Superintendent Lyndon David, who is in charge of District A, and they are sharing some information with us regarding the activities over this long Easter weekend. And now we are going to continue with asking the question, how are they prepared for these activities? Because there are many, there are countless.
So, yes, well, I will say that for the event Monday at the Fisheries Complex at Newtown, we will be having police officers paying regular patrols to that event, and we will also, most of the events, we will be doing some regular patrols because of the various events and the normal course of duty we have to perform as well.
Yes.
We will be paying some patrols to some of these events. Then we'll have some events wherein, for example, down at the Boston Ferry Terminal, which gather a larger crowd than some of these other events. We'll have police officers down there. That's on Monday.
Definitely.
We'll have his event.
Yes.
And apart from that too, we are saying to persons that, especially if you're driving, if you're going to drink, have a designated driver, or do not drive your own vehicle, let someone take you.
Very important.
If when you drink you get hype up, it's best to drink non-alcoholic beverages, because you can say and do things that can trigger an argument and then it result into a fight. And we are saying to our citizens as well, we realize that on YouTube and TikTok, when things happening, instead of helping people, normally take the cameras out and start a video, and there is a person in need of assistance. So we're saying, instead of doing that to get that moment, let us remember there's a life we intend to save, to prevent further injury or damage. So we should ensure that, one, do what we can do individually to prevent it from getting worse, and then notify the police so the police can come. And if it is a fire, ensure the fire department to notify so we can come and take the necessary preventative actions. So we pause so that Inspector Keynes can come in.
Yeah, I want to start where Superintendent left off. And I believe the days of fighting should be over. That's how I feel. Reason for that, Soup, as a youngster, remember dogs used to fight all over the place.
Yep.
The dogs go from village to village. Even their mating, they don't fight, they wait for their turn. So,
Mr. K's humor.
But what I'm saying, I don't see why we should fight at this stage in life. I mean, you have a little drink, a fella is intoxicated, just walk away from him.
Walk away.
You being the sober man, just say, boy, the man drunk, let me walk away.
Yes.
Next time meeting, say, boy, what that was about. And you have a good laugh. But to physically, I mean, I don't look at that.
Right.
Now, in the District B area, we have in the Sandy Point area, we have access road. That's a plus.
Yes.
We have the access road, so we want to admonish and advise the persons who lives in these areas where the roads traverse, the access road, to park as close to the left as possible, or you have to bump the curb, or park on an empty bit of land. And I believe we would take the time today and tomorrow to go through the areas and identify where, and see if we can speak to persons who park to help us in that area. If that is done, the activities and the movement in Sandy Point District, it will be flawless. It will be good to go. But we want to advise also the pedestrian and the revelers to take care of themselves. Too often we let down our guards and we are run over, and after effect, that is when we recognize that we could have been worse in terms of injuries. So take care of yourselves and have somebody to be responsible to take care of you, drive you, take you back and forth, and avoid even attempting to go behind a car if you're under the influence. With the drover, we have some help, and Inspector Francis would be on the ground. I must say that.
I always give my assistance.
So she'll be there in her gears to help us police the Sandy Point District. We have also we have gotten help from the Basti area, thanks to Superintendent David and his men, and from the SSU, and we'll be there to police. It is not to intimidate anybody. It is to have security on the ground, just in case those who are, how would you put it, those who will be taken advantage of. Because you say once people get in a little hype, they tend to get overboard, and we're to prevent any fighting or any misbehavior that would mar the festivities for the weekend.
Well, one of the things I would like to admonish, remember we mentioned normally see Saturday, Sunday, But because we have Friday and Monday are holidays,
Yes.
we know we have a lot of beach goers over Figgy Bay.
Yes.
I want to make a special appeal to the motorcyclists. There's just a few Sunday gone there, I see some persons riding the bike, yes, but there are some of them prefer to have one wheel on the road and one in the air. We are saying to you that is against the law. It is dangerous. For some reason, you have to try to maneuver an obstacle, whether it's a hole in the road or another person stop abruptly in front of you.
Yes.
Chances of getting into an accident increase greatly. And say a vehicle coming from the other direction, or even from behind of you, you can fall down into front of them,
And they
there's
run
nothing
over?
can stop abruptly like that. And we are saying to you that we want you to be safe on the road. Your families expect you back home. Yes, you think you're having fun, but it is dangerous, not just for yourself, but other road users. And also too, as I mentioned about the demolition of the building,
Yes.
we start from Friday down to Monday. So it's the entire holiday period will be utilized.
For
So
the-
yes, well, that is what we saw, but in terms of the actual thing, we leave that for the persons who are doing it.
Who do
But we
it?
just notifying the public that from Friday
Yes.
to between Friday and Monday,
And
we'll have
Monday.
that demolition work right there on Church Street.
Okay.
And we want persons to adhere to the traffic sign and don't go down there, and then when you realize you cannot pass, it's another thing by itself. So once again,
Understand.
I'm appealing not just to motorists now, but we're also appealing to parents who have children may go to the beach as well.
Yes.
Ensure that somebody who can swim is there. Do not consume alcohol and go in the water. So we want everybody to return home. So I think I
Safely.
will put that there. I think we have a call.
Good morning. Okay.
Inspector, while we're waiting for the call,
We have another call.
Sorry.
Good morning. You're
Hello?
on.
Hello?
Good morning.
Okay, you got me on. Thank you very much. Mr. Keynes,
Sir,
I'm going to correct you with one thing there. Once ago, really, we used to fight. But now it's a different fight, which has no referee. And anyway, as long as dog is on the out, you will always got big dog fight. When the time comes for them to mate, you may see 11 dogs spread out, and the lady in the center. And it's only a stupid dog where you know going on, he gonna run in, they go play macho. And by the time they see he, all of them gang up in here and bang up here. So that's a big fight, we'll never stop. But come back to it. I am so glad that the officer they speak about the drunk driving and whatnot, because I had that to say. People who are accustomed to drink the alcoholic beverage, they will drink. And some people don't consider what could happen when they take more than what they could consume. So I call them the death trap out there waiting to kill somebody. So I would like the police, after this function, please visit the road. Even if you are got to get 2 days off after that, to make sure that you all hold those drunkards. And the last thing, remember now, we have drones all over the world, and somebody will be ignorant and foolish enough to put up the drone in the air to see what's going on all around St. Kitts, and they might collide with a plane. So, I warning in them who got drones, keep them on the ground, don't put them up. And thank you all for advising the whole public and all who are listening what to do and what not to do. Have a good day.
Thank you very much,
Yeah, okay.
caller.
Thank
Thank you. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Yes. Right. I thank that caller very much, because I realize he always make a good input on these shows. It doesn't matter the topic, and I thank him very much for keeping us in his prayers. It's a lot of work that the police have to do over this weekend, and we need the help and support from everybody. It's not something that we can do in isolation, but it's something that we can do as a team. Okay, so thank you very much, caller.
Inspector, I was
Yes.
saying, one thing to recognize when we have these activities, children left, as superintendent said, They left
Unattended.
unattended.
Yes.
And just in Stanley Point, just on the weekend, somebody brought a child to the police tent, and they practically saying, look, you have to take him because I'm not taking him home.
Yes.
They expect the police to take care of the child and
Of
what have you.
course.
And what am I saying? We have to be more responsible for our children. Because sometimes the police themselves are looking a bunk. Sometimes we ourselves need, we don't have a place for that.
Yes.
But they expect the police to take the child home, take care of the child, feed the child, ensure the child is warm. And so sometimes we ourselves are struggling to get a bunk. So take care of the children.
Well, you had one, but I had one on Saturday as well. And the person who actually had the child, apparently the child walked away from them, and the person is not the mother of the child. So it's a good thing that somebody who was there at the police tent knew the mother of the child. So they called the mother.
And these are the things we are trying to...
We have to be careful when we decide that we are going to take on certain responsibilities as well. You have to, when you take it on, you have to be serious with it.
Right.
Yep.
You have to be serious.
And I would like to add that because of these activities, and we're looking at a much increased movement of motorists,
Yes.
we will be more visible on the road. And we are saying to our motorists, continue to support your local law enforcement. So when we stop you for whatever reason, whether you're going to get a ticket or not, cooperate, make it easy for everybody. And if you get a ticket, you say, "Why, officer, thank you very much for correcting me. I will do it. I will change my ways." But we know that is not the reality. Some people will say, "Why you not going to look for this? Why you not going to look for that?" But we're saying to you, yes, we are looking for the criminals that you will point out to us. But at the time, you are the criminal. So you got to look at it in a way that at this moment, I am the one who infringed the law. And for me to point out something that is not happening or something that happened,
yes,
it's different from what is now happening. So we're saying to you, yes, you're frustrated, you're vexed that you get caught, but look at it this way. If we didn't stop you, chances are you could have been a victim of an accident, serious wreckage, or cause serious injury or loss of life.
Good morning, caller. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Shano. Good morning,
Jamlang.
Morning.
I think that the deterrent for this weekend from police is this lawlessness where we see all of a sudden just creeping up all over St. Kitts. People just being lawless. They don't care. I think the deterrent serve the purpose at a weekend like this weekend, God's willing. And we want to see more than that, because the superintendent who is there, he have a problem over in the Monkey area with 2 farmers. Somebody need to come there and talk to these two.
Okay, caller, if you're still listening, we heard you. I'm going to try to reach out to find out what it is. And we'll see if we can get it addressed. And once the farmers are satisfied, well, we might hear from them again. But we want to thank you for supporting the police as always, and we will make note of that and try to address it.
But Inspector, it's the program is a good program because we're hearing from the public who we serve. Just yesterday, the superintendent called me about an incident, and right away, I addressed the problem. And sometimes when we put seriousness into it and we show we're concerned, we win the public trust.
We win the public trust. That is true.
I listened to a gentleman. He was going on and on and on and on. I tried to be a good listener. And the gentleman said, Keynes, and so we have to start to listen to the people.
Yes.
Listen to the people, go to them. We might have all the fixing, all the answers, but if you listen to people, you win the trust. Sometimes you really want to turn them off, but just listen. And try to see how you can address their concerns.
But sometimes they just want somebody to listen to them when they talk. Sometimes it's not that they're complaining, but they have something on their chest and they really need to get it off. And if the police is there, they're going to take it off on the police. And if the police listen and after that, try to polish up things, I believe sometimes we really win them over. Because they feel like we have the police listen to me, the police say went on bad with me, so You know, they believe that we have their best interests at heart. And the trust, it starts building from there.
As a matter of fact, that is our central focal point in our community policing initiative.
Yes, it is.
Build relationships and we solve problems.
Good morning, caller.
Yes, I am back.
Yes.
As usual, Mr. Keynes owe me some increment from years ago, you know, as PWOP.
My friend, I'm going to ask Juku to pay it for me.
No, you bring it yourself. You bring it yourself.
Okay, sir.
I glad you all spoke about these motorcyclists who like to pop wheel. About 2.5 years ago, 2 to 3 years, a senior citizen was crossing the road up close to Baker's Corner roundabout.
Yes.
And a law breaker was riding his motorcycle going east. And look where the police station is from Baker's Corner roundabout. And before he reached the roundabout, he front wheel up in the air, pop wheeling, disrespecting the police station, the police headquarters and police whosoever on the road, and knock down the man.
Kill him.
And within hours the man dead for ignorance and stupidness. But he had the lucky Lord could sing the song only in St. Christopher, you know. Because if that was a different country, well, he will have gone where the man is today. Because that is nonsense. If he want to ride a motorcycle with one wheel, they have uni motorcycles, Layboy one. Don't put the front wheel up in the air. Because he could not see the man because he was looking on one side and the man was trying to cross the road and the pedestrian crossing and he knocked down the man, kill the man. That is hard.
Right.
And police can't be here there and everywhere.
Indeed.
But when you catch them, give them a kuzu bamanko. Penalty. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to say, even though we're still focusing on the weekend events.
The weekend events, of course.
I as the caller mentioned, I remember some time ago I mentioned it. Nevis residents and car enthusiasts.
Yes.
They lobbied the island administration to get a piece of land to do drag racing. And I will repeat it again. If our cyclists want to demonstrate their skills,
they can go there.
Lobby the federal government, get a piece of land somewhere, and do it safely somewhat. I say somewhat because you still can crash. But you may have, what I call them again, safety stuff on the side of the thing.
Rails and
rails, right, so you will not get hurt. But once you do it on the main road, there are vehicles moving back and forth and pedestrians. And it's only the grace of God why we do not have so much accidents regarding those people popping wheels, because they want to show their skills and they're popping between cars coming even behind of them, even in front of them. For what? So we're saying to you, use the road safely and avoid. So for this week, we know that people have a lot more time.
Yes.
Friday down to Monday. There's a lot of days not working.
Yes.
And we're saying that they like to go down Whitegate, calling out the areas, Southeast Peninsula, and any Kim Collins, maybe E.T. Williams. And these roads, you have reasonable length with them and they can think. So we're saying just use the road as they're intended to. And these challenges we will not have. And family members, we are also saying to you, because we know that when your relatives get injured or even died, sadly, you ignore the fact that they were the ones who really were committing an offense, and then we blame go to the other person and someone
then they
else.
want the police to take a lot of action then.
So we're saying, yes, we know there are cases where they themselves get hit by a vehicle, but we're looking at the point now where they're the ones who breach the rules of the road and were unable to control and get injured or even died, sadly. So we say, speak with them, because you need them back home, so that we can have a good weekend, and not just for the weekend, but continue to have a good week, month, year regarding to vehicular traffic and road safety.
But so while on that, I remember some years ago on this show, I tried to encourage them to lobby the authorities to get some land up in the Stapleton area that they can practice, they can have events where they have prize giving. They can use that right up where Mr. Hughes used to live, the farmer.
Way up.
Way up there.
Yes.
They can go up there, they can have a track and get it proper seating, have a little bar, and they have prizes and get their skills, and they might go on the big stage. I mean, I tried to lobby them some years ago, but we don't take things and run with it. We sit back.
And feel like somebody's going to do it.
If somebody comes here who from overseas and they started, they're going to say, but why overseas people have to come and do it? We can do it here because we have good bikers. Get out the roadways, go there, and not just for riding. It must be beneficial to you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, every year can make $1,000 or $10,000 for winning the competition. This is what you need to start to do. Get proper headgears, proper. This you can do it. We can do it. Why we don't? Anyway. I'm not to talk traffic.
I know.
I'm not talking traffic today.
Favorite topic.
I don't know, but for some reason, when you're talking, I'm visualizing it. I'm smiling because I'm visualizing what you're saying.
It can happen.
It can. And I see the passion that you're having it, because it means you really would have spoken to persons about it and tell them, listen, man, pick it up. See, run with it. See what you can do with it and make it, whether you want to say a sport or make it a job or activity or something, but there must be some sort of benefit, not just going around in and out of between vehicles and causing accidents.
I look at this last night with the Easter Monday with the ham.
Yes.
I said, Mama, what this guy is risking, but a ham for them means a lot.
It means a lot.
To me, a ham might mean because I might become buy 6.
Yes.
But a little fellow who cannot buy a ham, that
ham
means the world to him.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, every Easter we have a bike race, a bike show.
Yes.
I like it with 10 grand. 10
you
grand.
have a lot of people entering.
As a matter of fact,
that was a long way.
I believe since we had the drag strip over Nevis and these car shows, where I don't know about traffic department, I got to do the research on that. But I want to believe that there might have been a reduction in a lot of car races. I never hear much about that. We used to have some, but not hear much of that.
Yeah, you don't have it much because they have an avenue now that they can do that.
So cyclists. Yes. So also too, what we're going to say to you with the holiday, just this period.
Yes.
Somebody mentioned the drone. Yes, I remember when I was a younger person and so forth, and the drone come and say, yo, I'm not going to fly any kite anymore. I'm going to fly a drone. But being a senior officer, so in support of what the gentleman mentioned about the drones, we have to look at our aerodromes, our airports, and we have a lot more flights now. And we're saying to you, there are rules governing drones, and you must get permission from the authorities. So we're saying to you, you have your drone, fly it in your house. Don't even say, look, I have my, what you call it again? My airspace. Don't say you have your airspace.
Because you don't.
Your airspace might be in the path of an aircraft.
Yes.
And we do not want that. So we're saying, remember, with the drones, they might be good for you, but they can be a danger, not just for, say somebody who you may be spying on or get a crash, but the country. Remember, country above self. You cannot be selfish. The greater number for the greater good. Don't
That's
be
how
selfish.
it works. That's how it works.
The greater number for the greater good. I mean, as we go back to the scripture, the word of God, it says, what do you say about love? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you don't want that yourself and a relative of yours get involved in an incident with these drones and so forth, look at the other person and do not yourself do it to cause something. So, St. Kitts and Nevis, we will continue to ensure that it remains a safe place where all can come, live, work, and play.
Of course.
And even invite their friends.
Business.
So let us continue to do that. All of us, we have to be patriots, and I believe that with that said to you and so forth, we will definitely have a good Easter weekend by the grace of God.
Thank you. Any last word, Mr. K?
Well, we in the District B, we will continue to man the road, man the events, and a lot of things happening, and we must be on guard.
Yes.
We must be on the watch to ensure that we police our district. And supervisors, I know sometimes we want to try to pacify and to pamper the youngsters. It's a time when we're called to go the extra mile.
Yes,
when much is expected, when we have to go the extra mile, we go the extra mile.
We go the extra mile.
When things are slow, we can say, fella, take off a day or two. Or take, as Mr. Culture said, take off a night.
Yes.
Take a night. And you feels good. But for this time, at this time where we at, we have to go the extra mile.
All hands.
All hands on deck.
Right. Thank you, gentlemen, for
There's
being...
one event I want to mention.
Oh, yes, go ahead,
Yes,
Mr.
there's an
David.
event. We have a treasure hunt on Victoria Road. That is on the 30th.
Oh.
Yes, you see these things that come to you on our event. Thing.
Yes.
So yeah, I was. So we have a treasure hunt on Victoria Road, and they might be crossing the road to do
Yes.
a number of things. So
Motorists.
yes, motorists and so forth. So for the period when it will be happening, we are considering the mayor request to block that section of the road from the top of Victoria Road. So we'll see how we can do that. We'll have that discussion. We'll finalize on it. But it's Saturday, and
Time.
the 30th. It's the
Timing is
timing.
important.
The timing. The timing I think is sometime in the
afternoon.
In the afternoon, yes.
Yes.
So we will work with the persons with that. So we just encourage the person. But when persons see these signs, comply. Don't to go down, but comply with the signings, so that at the end of the day we have a safe event.
Right.
Safe event.
Right. I just want to wrap up. Thank you, Mr. David and Mr. Keynes, for gracing me with your presence and did accepting the invitation to come here. I know that this show will not be what it was or is without the calls from our nice residents and even those who are not living in St. Kitts, who would call from time to time and ask questions and share information and make statements and stuff. But I just want to remind persons that we know that the Easter weekend, it's a long weekend, it's full of activities, and persons may take the opportunity to do things and they did not seek permission, like somebody setting up speakers outside of the shop and lot of noise and stuff. Remember that you still have to apply to the police, and this is done online, for you to make certain noise or that kind of thing, and we expect that you will follow the law, as we are only the persons who administer, and we are not the ones that make the law. So we want you to follow the laws, continue to support the police, and continue to support one another. It is very important.
Religious activities.
Yes. Yes, we do have religious activities too. It's not just those persons, the secular ones, but we also have religious activities. And I just want to hint something here. The St. Paul's Anglican Church is going to have a Stations of the Cross tomorrow afternoon, just passing through a certain part of St. Paul's, occupying the main road and then on one of the projects. If drivers, motorists, if you're passing through at that time, it should start around 3:30. Please be careful when you're driving, because like I said, the road will have people on it. We want you to take into consideration that it's not just secular activities, but we also have religious activities that's going to be happening this weekend, and we're all there to support each other. So thank you very much for tuning into Policing with You today. I'm your host, Inspector Shauna Francis Edwards, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you.